Hey everyone, welcome to the Smarter Church Communications Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Esger, and this is a podcast where we empower church leaders like you to streamline your church communications, connect more effectively with your congregation, and reach even more people in your community through your digital outreach. Whether you're looking for practical tips, fresh ideas, or strategies to make your message stand out, you're in the right place. And hey, I just want to thank you for joining us today. Today, we're going to be really focusing on church photography. One of the things that will really make or break your new website or make or break your social media outreach is going to be images and the video and the imagery that you choose for your website, for your ministry pages, for your social media. And so we've put together a shot list, and we find this very helpful for churches to go through this shot list to be able to see what they might be missing, what they need to take pictures of or videos of that weekend. And we find this shot list just to be very easy for you to use or for you to hand off to a volunteer to use. So we just want to encourage you. There will be a link to the shot list for you to download, and we want to encourage you to check that out. So the first thing I just want to go over on your imagery for your website is people are coming to your website because they want to know, will I fit in here? Is this the kind of church I want to invest my time in on a Sunday, or am I going to choose to invest my time at another church? And the way that you choose to convey your church by imagery alone will make a huge impact on whether somebody chooses to come to your church or not. You think about it, if somebody goes to a stock photography website of a really traditional church and a really contemporary church, and the family is maybe looking for a more contemporary type of church, they go to both websites. They both have lots of stock photography. And while they may mention somewhere in the text about what kind of worship styles they have, really the person's going to look at both of those. And then if they see a third option that actually shows in imagery right in the header, like what to expect whenever that person brings their family to church that Sunday, and they can see that in the imagery in that header image or in a couple other images throughout that homepage, who do you think they're going to go check out that weekend? More than likely, right away, they're going to trust the site with better imagery first, other than the one with amazing text. It doesn't matter how amazing your text is. If your images aren't really lined up with who you are and your culture, then people will really take a lot longer to warm up to you and trust you in investing their time and spending their time with you on a Sunday. So just want to really drive that in and encourage you. And you're listening to this because you already know that. So let's talk about a few tips whenever you're taking shots. So one, I always think of these questions as people are looking at your website and you want to answer them with your picture. So question number one, will I fit in here? Answer that. Show what is it like in your church? Number two, is this church, the culture of the church, is the culture of the church displayed online the kind of culture I'm looking to get plugged into? So show like smiley faces. You're excited to meet new people at your church. Really, your culture can be seen through imagery. So really think about that. Are these images really depicting our culture at our church well? Number three, what kind of worship music should I expect? Be sure and take some pictures that are going to show people what they can expect as far as worship goes. What should they wear? That's pretty easy. Just be taking pictures of people inside your church. Are they dressed up in a shirt and tie? Or are they in jeans and a baseball jersey and a ball cap? Like it really, people get nervous about that. And that's one of the most frequently asked questions we see on Google My Business profiles is, what do I wear? If you can answer that with the pictures that you take and choose to put on your website and on your social media, that'll help people feel really comfortable in knowing, hey, is this the kind of church I'm looking to check out? Next, what does your children's ministry look like? Families want to build trust with you before they even come on a Sunday. They want to know that their kids are safe, their kids are going to have a great time, and their kids are going to learn and grow more about Christ and grow in their relationship with God. So be sure and depict your kids' ministry really well through images. What ages of people are in your church? Be sure and catch as much demographics as you can as you're taking pictures. Keep that in mind. All right, now here's some practical tips for taking photos. Number one, use the best camera you have. If you have somebody that's a professional photographer, awesome. Grab them, have them use their great camera, take some great pictures. If you don't have a professional photographer, or you just have somebody that has an old camera, honestly, I have a 7-year-old camera I take around with me, take some pictures at churches. It does great. It's an old Canon Rebel, and it does awesome. And so I just want to encourage you, don't feel like you have to have this amazing camera. You can get by with an old camera. And you know what? Your cell phones are probably better than half of those old cameras that you or somebody in your congregation has. So just grab somebody who has an iPhone or a newer Android and have them walk around, take pictures. So equipment, I'd say it really doesn't matter. Just get somebody to go take pictures. So think about that. The newer, the better, of course, and the more quality, the better. But I haven't seen an Android or an iPhone lately that won't take great pictures for you and great videos at your church. Second thing, smiles, 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 smiles. You want to almost stage people smiling. And I do. Whenever I go do a church photography setup, I'll have people, hey, give each other a high five. Hey, could you guys shake hands? Tell each other a joke, pat each other on the back. You really have to get your people that you're taking pictures of to smile, to crack jokes. The best thing is I always just tell people, hey, you guys laugh, tell each other a joke, like ham it up, have some fun, and you just start taking pictures. Now, that alone is gonna be really, really important. All right, so I really, really encourage you to get people to smile, get them to laugh, get them to tell each other jokes, because what I find is if you have somebody going around and they're just hoping to get some good smiles or some good high fives or some good handshakes, what happens is 90% of their images are blurry. 90% of their images, people aren't like, they're not smiling. They're sort of a weird, awkward face. Just trust me, stage some photos, stage some people smiling. Grab a few people you know, just to say, hey, follow me over here. Let's take a few pictures. You guys high five. Like, especially people greeting, handshaking in your foyer area. Make sure you get those smiles, you get those handshakes, you get the high fives, you get the thumbs up. Smile, smile, smiles. Now, welcome visually. That is sort of our third point here. We just talked about that in handshakes and smiles. Number 4, make sure you're taking horizontal or landscape. And why that is you can typically in Canva or some other editor that you're using, you can usually get a good landscape photo more in a portrait or vertical type of view more easily than going the opposite way. And so we really say for most pictures on your website, you're going to end up going horizontal. And that looks really good on mobile or on desktop. Now for social media, sometimes you'll want more of that vertical view, but we would say 70 to 75% of the time, you want to have more horizontal view images than vertical. It is nice to mix it up, have some, but if you could tell your volunteer or you that's taking those pictures, lean a little bit more heavy on landscape horizontal. Next thing is plan. You want to make sure and have a plan. So we have a checklist here. Let me go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to show you this checklist that you can download and use. So let's go. All right. So we've got this. Now, everything I just said is all at the top here of our website checklist. But we made this a Google document so somebody could have this open on their phone. And as they do them, they can just check these off. So one, I would say first impressions is a big part of your shot list. What can people expect when they first arrive at your church? Start with the outside of the building, from the view from the street. Really help people see what is the outside of your building look, view of your church from the parking lot, especially your front entry doors. For some churches, that can be very confusing, so be sure and highlight that of where people can expect to be walking in. You get bonus points if you show your greeters out front, sort of waving or shaking some people's hands, so people really can visually tell, oh, that's where I'll be walking in. Take multiple angles of the outside of your building. Take as many as you can there. Take pictures of families entering your building, and bonus points if they're happy and shaking hands and smiling. So you might have to stage some of those again. Next step would be inside your building. What are any key or unique areas? Now you can come in here and edit this. You just, if you're sending a volunteer, be sure and highlight what key or unique areas do you need to highlight. We work with a church who has a rock climbing wall in their whole youth area. That's awesome. Let's highlight that. Let's take pictures of it and put it on your kids page. If you don't do that, nobody knows that you have that. So highlight unique key things throughout your building. So think of stained glass windows, the pulpit, the organ, that rock climbing wall that I just mentioned. Inside your building, people gathering happily in your coffee or foyer area. Those are going to be some of your money shots that are going to portray your culture the best. Next, think about your ministries. And again, you add in any extra ministries here, but look at your children's ministry. Families checking their kids in, activities that children's participate in on a Sunday. Are there any other weekly or special event pictures that you need to take? Youth ministry, activities of children or the youth participating on a Sunday. For some, they might have their own youth sort of room that they have a Bible study in or something like that. Make sure and get lots of youth photos. Youth hanging out and having fun. And again, other weekly special events. Adult ministries, take pictures of any small groups you have, any adults on Sundays. And again, other weekly or special events. Worship service, be sure and get your worship team. One quick tip on worship, it's a lot easier to get amazing worship team photos when they're doing a run through or a practice. And if your worship team doesn't do a run through or a practice, ask them to stay after church one Sunday and just do that with you and just have them play one extra song. And you just go around and get those pictures a little more up close to them, because it can be really distracting if you're up front with your big old camera type of thing, taking pictures right in the middle of worship. So we always tell people, keep the lights the same way they typically are. But I would really, really recommend getting great worship shots of your worship leader, of your worship team, without real people in your congregation, as far as up close shots. Now, you do want to zoom back and get behind people's shoulder shots. Those are amazing. One of my favorite pictures on a church's website that we did is this mom with their baby in the middle of worship, like she's got her hand up type thing, and you can see the worship team up front. You can see what people would expect, but we got behind the shoulder and we are like sort of zoomed out. We put the lady to the right a little bit with her baby. So on the left, we could sort of put like on their home screen, like, hey, welcome home, like welcome here. Now that is amazing because it communicated a few things. One, what to expect. You could see contemporary worship, you could see a family, you could see a baby. And the best thing was the baby was smiling back at us. So you just have this smiling baby, this mom in worship, you see other families in worship, you see it's a contemporary worship service, you see people in relaxed clothes, you see all those things of what people are looking to know about what to expect when they come to your church. So that's another quick tip, is put people to the right whenever you're taking photos or videos, so that you can always sort of have a designated area on your left. Now, don't do that on every single photo. You want some centered, but it's sort of nice to have a few that you really designate and focus, especially like that, a family in worship off to the right, a little more clear on the left, so you can put some words. Another great one is put your pastor or your worship person more to the right and leave the left a little bit more blank. So think about that as you're taking some pictures. As people are worshiping, take those front view photos. It's great to get people's faces as they're worshiping, but also take back view pictures of like what people can expect and what does your sanctuary look like. Also take lots of pictures of your pastor teaching. And again, some of our best pastor teaching pictures are staged. They're going to be without somebody there, because sometimes you can't really get a great picture of your pastor teaching when you're not right in front of him with your camera. And that can be pretty distracting if you're just up there getting all these different angles of your pastor teaching. So sometimes I'll just tell him, hey, like, just tell me a story how you normally would in your sermon, or retell one of the stories in your sermon. That can be super helpful. Now, other things here, if you have a children's time or an announcement time, those are always good to get other people up front other than just your head pastor. Think about that. People shots. Think of in your shots of people chatting, people shaking hands, people worshiping, people doing action together, people on mission together, people hugging, people smiling, drinking coffee, eating the donuts in the foyer. Think of people shots. You want to get all the generations, the youth, the kids, the families, the adults, the elderly, folks at your church. So whatever that is, think about that. Other quick things, staff photos and special events. Staff photos, honestly, you can do pretty good with an iPhone and just getting people in the same background area, and it'll look great. And now even in Canva, you can upload all those and you can remove the background and put whatever background you want so that they're all matching. So I just want to encourage you, don't overthink pictures, just go take some. I hope this shot list is helpful for you. If you find it helpful, or if you have some other thoughts or questions or ideas, Would love to connect with you. Give me a shout and let me know how we can best help you in your church. But that's really all I have for you guys. Feel free to reach out. But I just want to say thanks for tuning in to our podcast today. It's been a pleasure getting to hang out with you and share strategies to hopefully help you and your church reach more people in your community. If you'd like more help or tips or tricks, follow along at 10apps.com. Reach out to us and let us know how we can best help serve you and your church and reaching more people in your community. Until next time, have a great day.